How long does it take to recover from alcohol or alcohol use disorder? Welcome to Sobriety Bestie. I am Kirsten, and this video I'm going to answer how long does it take to recover from alcohol? Now, it turns out that there are 4 phases according to the NIH, the National Institute for Health. This is from the USA, in a branch that's called the NIAAA, which is the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Addiction. So this comes from their website. This is new data that they developed this definition in September of this year of 2022. And of course, there aren't any rules, but I totally agree with how they've broken it down into their 4 phases. It aligns with my own personal journey in sobriety and of the thousands of people that I've witnessed get sober and stay sober over the years. Keep in mind that we're all unique. We all have different nervous systems, genetically or because of neurodivergence or things that we went through. We've been through different things. Our nervous systems have different histories. We have different levels of traumas. We might have different mental health conditions, like whether it's anxiety or depression or something else. So we've all been through different things. We're coming from different places, and we also didn't all drink the same, right? So it depends also upon how much you drank and how long you drank. And if you also were using any other sort of mind-altering substance, or in my case, benzodiazepines. So these are all going to affect what your recovery looks like. So there is no rule and way. There is no way for anything, right? But this is a guideline, and it's an answer to a question that so many of us has, like, how long does recovery last? Spoiler alert, it is not forever. It is possible to recover from alcohol use disorder, just like we recover from everything else, right? Maybe you break your foot, you're in a cast, you wobble a little bit, you're on crutches, and then you heal, and then you limp, and then you're recovered. You might always have a little bit of an issue there with your leg. Maybe you won't run like marathons after that because you have a little bit of some injury left, or there's some sort of bit there where it didn't heal exactly back to what it was like before, but nonetheless, you are recovered from that leg break. That's the same way that I look at alcohol use disorder. It's like we recover at a certain point, we are recovered. Maybe not as if we had never drank before, like our brains, especially, alcohol use disorder is a spectrum, mild, moderate, severe, especially if we were in the severe part of the spectrum. And I'll pop up here if you want to know where you are on that spectrum. It's called What is an Alcoholic? Am I an Alcoholic Quiz? I'll pop that video up here. There's a bunch of questions you can answer. It's also from the NIH if you want to figure out if you were mild, moderate, or severe according to their standards. So anyways, especially if we were on the severe part of the scale, like I was back in the day, right? I got sober in 2009. Then perhaps it's never safe for us to drink again. We can recover from alcohol use disorder, but our brains might not actually go back to what a pre-drinking brain would actually be like, meaning that we have certain neural pathways in there that don't actually diminish all the way, that it's not safe for us to drink in any capacity again. Now, if you are mild or moderate, it might be safe for you to drink again. I'm not really sure. Ask a trusted advisor, trust your intuition, test it out, whatever you want to do. I'm not recommending that you drink or you not drink, right? I'm recommending that you live your best life in the guidance to whatever makes sense to you with whoever you have advising you, whether it's your intuition, sponsors, teachers, therapists, whatever it may be. Okay, so here are the 4 phases of recovering from alcohol. Number 1, they call it initial recovery. So initial recovery is 0 to 3 months. This makes a lot of sense to me. Like in AA, they talk about 90 days, 90 meetings in 90 days. Well, that is the initial recovery, 0 to 3 months. So there is something about those first 90 days that is really critical and really special, kind of like being in the ICU. In the hospital, you're in an ICU, a bit of recovery, right? Things need to be different. Maybe it's don't go to bars, don't hang out with drinkers, take the alcohol out of your house, that you need to have more caution and care to help you get through that initial recovery phase. At least that was certainly my experience. Phase 2 is 3 months to 1 year. It's called early recovery or early sobriety. I'll pop a playlist up here. I have a playlist called Getting Sober. I'll put that one up here first. I made all sorts of playlists on here to help you out wherever you're at in your journey. Also, feel free to comment below any videos you want me to make. I take requests. I'll also pop another playlist up here. We had Getting Sober. Now this one's early sobriety. This is that first year of sobriety. There's going to be some special things that we need to learn, or at least I found really helpful to learn or imperative to learn. I needed to learn about stress and anxiety. I needed to learn about emotions. Now, obviously, when we get further into recovery, so that 1 to 5 years, and 1 year to 5 years is sustained recovery. So emotional sobriety is going to be super important, really all the time, but especially in that 1 to 5 years. And I'll pop my playlist up here for emotional sobriety. After sustained sobriety, so after those 1 to 5 year phases, 5 years and beyond, and that's called stable recovery, stable sobriety. This is when I would consider us recovered, that we are recovered from alcohol use disorder. That's also according to the NIH, right? And this rings true for me. Now, a lot of us, it's not the rule, there's no rules. There are no rules to being a human. But a lot of us, and I've seen it really like 4 to 6 years, this was certainly my experience. At 5.5 years, I went through something major, like a second big dark night of the soul, like getting sober was a dark night of the soul. And then at 5 years sober, I went through another, what felt like dark night of the soul. And that was a huge thing I had to do with. That was a huge journey I went through with grieving my original pain, my original trauma, getting to know my inner child and doing that deep emotional healing work. So that was super important for me. I think it will be for a lot of us, not everybody. And no matter where you are on your recovery journey, whether you are in the beginning, the middle, or the end, I wish you much peace and much freedom and would love to hear from you in the comments. Have a great day.